Welcome to day 2,361. I know, 2,300 plus days of sharing online, lessons learned, what's working, what's not working, as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business. Spent over a quarter century in corporate America. I say I'm not going to talk about this every day, but I pretty much do, because if it's the first time you're seeing me, you're like, what the heck? Who are you? Why are you talking? Why am I looking at your talking head? Why do I care? Why do you care? Hopefully, my purpose here is to prevent other people from making a lot of the same mistakes that I made online. Why? Because it can shortcut your process to success in whatever it is that you're doing in the digital world or the offline world. I share every day in a group called Supersized Business strategies. I used to do idioms for about 5 years. I did an idiom every day because I wanted people to think about and remember that we define what things mean to us and our business, but then so does everybody else. So it's a core communication thing to learn how to say things that are able to be communicated to other people. Sometimes, so often, I see this with my kids and with my daughter even, or my granddaughters. I say something in a way that I think is clear and concise and straightforward, yet it is confusing to them. It's my job as a communicator to make sure, and we're going to talk about communication for an entire month again, just like we do most times as part of this year's annual Let's Grow annual challenge. We'll have a whole month on communication growth, but this month we're focusing on financial. So today, for that particular challenge, we talked about insurance and the impact that has on our financial growth. For Supersize Your Business, we talked about changing influencer strategies and how that impacts our business and how and why we care. Businesses have used influencers for my entire life, and I'm sure probably for 100 years, as ways of sharing and hawking their products and services and representing to other people that if so-and-so likes it and gives them this result, it could probably happen to you. Now, in the days of TV commercials, I think it was less likely that we would believe that. And nowadays, social media does the same thing and uses celebrities to say, oh, I'm going to leave the country if so-and-so gets elected. And we're like, we find out later that a lot of times they've never said that, and somebody's just using their image to try to influence people to their way of thinking, their belief system. I won't even get started on the media and social media. Beyond pathetic. And I think that, oh my God, I actually considered going to journalism school. I picked my first college because they were good at journalism, and I had been the editor of my high school newspaper along with, I was a co-editor. One of my friends back then, she and I edited the high school paper, did a lot of writing, did a lot of reporting. And that was back when they actually did who, when, where, and why, and how. The five, I call it the journalistic framework. I've used it my entire life to search out the facts and find out what's really going on in something. And people have just, it feels like, and maybe it's not true, and it's not true in the people that I are in my close circle, but outside of that, it feels a lot of the time like people aren't doing that anymore. They're just doing whatever the news tells them. And maybe that is the news presenting the information as if that's how people really are behaving, and we really are smarter than that and not falling for it. But it's hard to tell sometimes, right? And that's part of why, for most part, I do not look at the news media. I don't follow it. Now, I did get a heads up from my son that President Trump had been shot on Saturday. So then I did pop on and realized that it's very easy, if you think for yourself, to see through the lies and the manipulation and the propaganda and the way different media outlets are trying to get people to turn off their brains. It's literally brainwashing for us to not think for ourselves. And if you're listening to me, you probably think for yourself already because you're business oriented, or you're looking for ways to improve yourself and your life and your situation. And so maybe I'm just preaching to the choir, but I will beg you to forever take a step back, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, listen to your gut. Does this make any sense whatsoever? And if the answer is no, maybe you need to dig deeper, or maybe you just turn off and stop paying attention to things that are not in your best interest. Because as much as we like to think that everybody's altruistic and the world wants us to do well, that's not true. And I've spent a lot of years with rose-colored glasses to believe that everybody really deep down is good. And I think what we're finding and what we're seeing right now in the world, and not just in America, but well, it's most disheartening to me in America, but in the world, is that there is good and there's evil, and there's a battle going on for us and our souls and how we show up in the world. And are we here to make the world a better place with what we do and how we show up? Or are we here to just get what we can get? And it's pretty easy. And people are very transparent. They show you everything about them. And we see this all the time, but we don't see it, right? We put our blinders on because we don't want to see it. We don't want to see that people around us might actually be evil and have evil intentions. We want to think, at least I want to think everybody's good and here to make the world a better place. Yet in my face, a lot of times it's like, yeah, no. So I've gotten to the point where if I have a gut instinct that something's wrong or not right, I turn and go the other way, usually as fast as I possibly can. All right, I divest. I'm off topic. So that's what we talked about today. Insurance, different types of insurance, when you want it, why you want it. And I shared my story of how I didn't have adequate insurance when I had the biggest health challenge of my life. And it took me years to dig out of that devastation. And it was not a lapse in judgment. It was a conscious choice. And it was believing, like so many of us do, that we're inevitable and invincible and nothing's ever going to happen to us. So why do I need insurance? I'm going to tell you right now, you need insurance. You need different types of insurance. But again, that's for you and your insurance experts to deal with and figure out what is right for you, what is right for you and your business, if you're a business owner, etc. In the sue happy age we live in, I think you'd be stark raving mad. And most industries require that you have certain amounts and certain types of insurance, depending on the type of business and industry you're in. But I think you'd be nuts to not have protect your home insurance and protect your health insurance and protect your business insurance. I'm a firm believer in umbrella policies after my personal experience. All right, if I can help you in any way, you can ask on this video or anywhere you see me, anywhere on social media. You can Google me. You can tap into my Voxer account if you know my email, and you can walkie talk and talk to me directly. If I can help you in any way, please ask. That's what I'm here for. Otherwise, I will absolutely positively see you tomorrow.